think it should stay.
Close.
All right, 6 o'clock, I call the board meeting to order. Please rise and join us for the pledge of allegiance. I
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Call.
Roll call. Gary Arns.
Here.
Leah Rulo.
Here.
Chris Ravish. Here. Bonnie Holston.
Here.
Mark Dvorak is here. Katie Dvorak.
Here.
And Mr. Redu.
That's right. I'm just gonna skip my comments a little later. Any additions, deletions, or changes to the agenda? Okay, seeing none, I need a motion.
I move that we accept the agenda as written.
Support. Got a motion and support. Any other discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. Any community comments on the agenda? Communications, Lieutenant Walker.
Thank you, President Doobie. First off, update on 31 AA. It's been a while since our last meeting, but we had a board motion that we would not accept the 31 AA funds unless the language changed. A lot has happened since then. There are 2 court cases that are probably happening this week, one at state, one at federal level. Education experts feel like it's a pretty good chance that the language is going to get changed. I talked to President Doobie a couple weeks ago because MDE said we think everyone should check the box that says yes, we will take the funds, and by December 30th we can opt out, we can back out of that. And the 2 cases will have been done and settled by that time. So as we talked, because they were sometimes saying some boards had to have special meetings to reverse it, because many boards just said no. They didn't say if the language doesn't change, which we did. So in that case, we still can fulfill the board motion that we had and that was approved and get out of it if the language doesn't change. So that's where we're at. We're hoping to hear some good things so that we can accept that 31 AA money for mental health and safety, as well as keep all of the privileges that come along with that they were going to take away if we accepted it. Questions on that? Okay. United Way campaign. The Pinconning schools, we held a United Way campaign a few weeks ago. With the Dow matching gift, we gave nearly $1,000 to the United Way. And that is donated to the Bay County United Way, and it's used for our community needs and a lot of things that our families and community members use. Back to school is a huge one. They do a lot of stuff for our students with back to school, but throughout the year they do a lot of great things. So we were very happy that we were able to do that. November 21st, we had an accident here at Pinconning High School to a student. I just want to thank the staff that helped and Deputy Compo for quick thinking, and it was great how the team kind of worked together to be able to get everything done that needed to get done so that the student was safe. A lot of it has to do with the preparation that we do through training over the years. So yeah, in case of those emergencies and the new stop the bleed kits that we just, I think in the last year and a half, the tourniquet, helped and provided very, very valuable. So we just want to thank everyone for their hard work and great reaction to make sure that that was a good outcome on that. I attended the Small and Rural School Conference a couple weeks ago, and I just wanted to write down some of the highlights, some of the things that we talked about. It was in Bay City at the Doubletree. I haven't gone to it very often. It's been way up north because a lot of the rural schools are in the UP. So they've been having it around Traverse City, Mackinac City, around that area. But with it being in Bay City, didn't have to pay for any room and board and food and all that stuff. So it was a good, efficient conference for us. But we talked about crisis relations, including communication and how to talk to media. there's a group, MEG, through the Michigan Education, Department of Education, looking at replacing the Michigan Merit Curriculum. We've been talking about that for a long time, and that's a big undertaking, but that ball is rolling. There's a legislative bill 164K that talks about the schools can lose funding if we do not follow these new legislative wordings, which include, a lot of it includes surveys. If we are surveying students, we have to notify parents of the survey, we have to provide the survey on our website, and then give a summary of the results. So that is happening. Lydia did that on the website, and you can go to the district page and see all the student surveys that we do to make sure that we are following that new legislative wording. Programs, we talked about programs to help superintendent efficiency. That's a lot of different tech programs and computer programs. Some of them we already use. We listened to Don Wartua on the board relations, and making sure that you guys have what you need at these meetings. A legislative update, looking at the future and what they expect with the funding for next year. And then with the new governor that will be coming up shortly, how that's going to affect us and all the different things that are out there, what that last year is like for education and for the budgets. We had ed talks where 3 superintendents from around the state talked on programs that they had. It was kind of interesting because Mr. Yaros and I talked a couple years ago about solar energy and other energies, where Audrey, they finished a solar field to help with the energy bills, but there's a lot of risk in it. I don't know if you remember when we talked, we weren't sure we wanted to get involved with all those risks that were out there. And then we listened to Bob Dwan from MSBO talk a lot about financial discussions, succession planning, and do we have a plan for when certain people are getting close to leaving, those sort of things. So that was very interesting. It was good stuff. And then finally, the 2% or the Saginaw Chippewa Indian Tribe grants. I was able to attend the distribution of checks, and we received money for security cameras at the high school, middle school out front, and Linwood, their entry and playground. Chromebooks, we have been talking about that for a long time, how we don't want to just have a 4-year all at once where we need to replace all of them. So this was a nice portion of that where we can get them and start that going. Computer lab, and people might wonder why we would need the computer lab when we have Chromebooks, but we have students that are doing other things with the dual enrollment and the 21F classes, and Mr. O'Loughlin does have a class of computers where the students are in there and they can do a few more things than you can on a Chromebook in there. Drama lighting, reading with friends is an elementary program. Very cool microscopes. I'm excited about this. I guess that's the science teacher in me, but we are getting new microscopes that actually connect to the Chromebooks. So you don't have to look through the iPhone anymore. You put it in and you can see it on your big screen. Digital, and you can take pictures of it and record it. I'm excited to see when those come in. Multi-sensory learning, robotics center upgrade, stage 4 or phase 4 of improving that building out there that Mr. Doobie knows a lot about. That was it. So the robotics center upgrade was the last one. So we did very well. We're always very thankful to the Saginaw Chippewa Indian Tribe with providing us with a lot of things that we otherwise wouldn't be able to get. So that's it.
Okay.
Members of Student Council will be sharing holiday themed stories with students and staff of Central Marching on Thursday, December 11th and Friday, December 12th of 2025. Members of Student Council will be beginning the holiday extravaganza assembly, which will be held on Friday, December 19th during the second and third hours. This assembly will feature holiday games and giveaways, including the distribution of gift cards generously donated by school groups and members of the community. The members of Student Council will be hosting a blood drive on Tuesday, January 15th from 8 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. in the school library. Students who are at least 16 years old and meet the minimum weight requirements are eligible to donate blood and save a life. Community members are also invited and encouraged to donate. Sign up for a donation at donateblood.versatile.org. The Peer Mentors completed a 10-week prevention program called To Live to Trust. The program targeted 6th and 7th grade students to welcome the Peer Mentors into all of the 6th grade daily classes once a week. Alicia Sharon opened up his 7th grade health classes. The next semester, the Peer Mentors will again work with Mr. Sharon's 7th grade health class to implement the same 10-week program with the rest of the 7th grade class. Overall, it was a positive experience helping to teach our students about goal setting, communication styles, healthy risk versus unhealthy risk, and drug prevention. Rotary Vocation Day. On Thursday, November 15th, several 11th and 12th grade students had the opportunity to participate in Rotary Vocation Day. Vacation Day is an annual event sponsored by the Bay County Rotary Club in which students have the opportunity to drop shadow for several hours in the Rotary interested in. Students start their day by attending the Rotary meeting in Doubletree and then report directly to their location. This year, as students travel with their leaders and human resources at Dow, Michigan Sugar, veterinary, multiple equipment departments and out with the Parent Bay, as well as X-ray and family medicine, and the Bay City Police Department. Students reported back having highly enjoyed their time and experience and learning a lot. We look forward to Rotary Vocational Day again in 2026. 40 students traveled to the state capitol on Monday, November 24th. Students toured the Supreme Court building as well as the Capitol building. Highlights included touring the Supreme Court Museum, sitting in each chamber of Congress, seeing the amazing architecture of the Capitol building, and bus trivia. A huge thank you to Ms. Newmeyer for organizing this opportunity for the government and AP government students. Bands. The holiday band concert will take place on Sunday, December 14th at 4 p.m. in the middle school gym. Performing ensembles include Jazz Lab Band, Beginning Band, 7th and 8th grade band, and Symphonic Band. 4 of our high school band students have been selected via audition to participate in Classic Legacy Band of Saginaw, a local community band made up of both professional and amateur musicians in the mid-Michigan area. These students were selected based on their advanced playing abilities and strong leadership skills and have done a wonderful job representing Pinconning High School. Selected students include Desiree Fair, an alto saxophone, Kylie Mayette, a French horn, Jonathan Rosecrans, a trombone, and Quentin Shreen, a bass trombone. Audition preparations for the MSBOA District 9 All-Star Band have officially begun. Interested students will work with Ms. Cowell to record the audition materials to be submitted before the start of winter break. Students selected for this band will be notified of the acceptance on Monday, January 5th, 2026. All-Star Band weekend will take place at Alpena High School from January 16th to 17th, 2026.
The administrative staff. Sarah?
Talk a little bit more than typically. Mrs. Swizella couldn't be here tonight, so she asked to do some updates for Linwood. They have 10 students selected to read their Christmas essay or poem at the annual Bicentennial Park tree lighting. The theme for this year's writing contest was, "What does Christmas mean to you?" And I have a list of the names for Greg. Linwood has parent-teacher conferences this Thursday from 3 to 7 p.m. And finally, you are all invited to the Christmas auction and program next Thursday, December 18th. The auction starts at 12:30 with the music program at 1:30. If you're planning to attend, please let Mrs. Swizella or the secretary, Christine Nelson, know, and we'll be sure to have the seat saved for you. And Brad, she wanted you to know that she'll have 2 seats saved. That's for Linwood. The athletic department held football coach interviews 2 weeks ago. We had a lot of applicants, and it was actually a really neat process. So Mr. Floyd asked that I kind of interview Sarah, and I know that's in the farther down on the agenda. But the athletic department is going to recommend the hiring of Michael Groh as the new varsity football coach for the 26 football season. We had many qualified applicants and interviewed a number of qualified candidates, and Mr. Groh proved to be the best candidate for the job. Coach Groh brings with him prior varsity experience and a successful record of 23-7 as the head coach for 3 seasons at Crossville, Lexington. As a former Blue Water Area Conference and Port Huron Times Coach of the Year, we believe he will provide innovative strategies, reinvigorate our team culture, and bring a renewed sense of motivation to players and staff. It's very, very interesting being able to interview all the people in this, how they're going to help our athletic department grow as a whole, not just our football players. So excited for him to start here. All right, and now for our own things here. Not in October, in November, we had our first Veterans Day assembly in quite a few years. And a part of that, we had some student involvement. Our bands played, and that was phenomenal. And we also had a middle school and a high school essay contest. And our Veterans Day essay contest winner for high school was Raven Rodriguez. And that was based on the values veterans teach us. So I read that at the assembly, and it was phenomenally written. So just a really neat thing for them to do. Middle school did well as well. I'll have Mrs. Hines speak on that. I do want to announce our October and November Students of the Month winners. For October, our 9th grader was Anastasia Gargan, and she was nominated by Mrs. Maxwell. And she said that Anastasia has an amazing attitude, always prepared for class and ready to learn. She comes in every day with a smile on her face. She's happy, helpful, patient, kind, and an all-around great student. She helps others that are struggling and encourages them to do better while helping to teach them in her own way so they understand better. Sophomore is Haley Neswicki, and she was nominated by Mrs. Manor. She said that Haley is doing great in chemistry. She participates in class and is helpful to classmates. Her junior is Violet DePeel, and she was nominated by Mrs. Moran. And Violet is always kind and helpful to her peers. She is someone that we can consistently count on and goes above and beyond as a member of peer mentors. And senior was Colin Hersberg, and he was nominated by Mrs. Callard. And she said that Colin has gone above and beyond as a member of the Marching Spartans. He has filled in as a soloist when members of the band were unable to make our recent showcase. And he continues to be a positive role model for younger members of his section. She is incredibly proud of the growth he has shown as a student musician over the past 4 years. And our overall winner is Violet DePeel, and that was for October. And our November Student of the Month, for freshman, we have Hunter Schmidt. He was nominated by Mrs. Callard. He is one of the most honest and genuine people you could meet. When he participates in something, he does it with maximum effort, and as a freshman member of the band, Hunter is constantly demonstrating a desire to do more and learn more as a trumpet player. He pushes himself to new limits, shown by his newfound involvement in the jazz band. He truly loves what he does and is always cheering on those around him. Just a great human being. Sophomore was Ethan Marshall, and he was nominated by Mrs. Manor. Ethan pushes himself to do very well in his classes while also being one of the most outgoing, kind, and helpful students that she's ever had. We have junior Arizona Bingham, and she was nominated by Mrs. Maxwell. Arizona has been a hard worker this year in Algebra 2. She is very attentive, adds to the class discussion, and works hard during independent work time. She has been seen studying for her other classes as well as her Career Center program when finished with her math. Keep up the hard work. And we have senior Owen O'Loughlin, and he was nominated by Mrs. Palmville. Owen always has a smile and a positive attitude. He is kind to everyone and always willing to lend an extra hand with any task. And in addition, he is hardworking and involved in several extracurricular activities. And Owen was also the overall winner for the high school November Student of the Month. That's about all I have. I just want to speak on behalf of my admin team here and just the work they put in every day. We're starting to wrap up first semester, and it's been a lot. We had the ground running since August, and I can't imagine doing this with anyone else. So thank you to these ladies and everyone out here.
Sentiments are mature. I am going to dig right into our Students of the Month. So for October, for 6th grade, Archer DeZerka was nominated by Mrs. Milkowski. She says, Archer is a spectacular Spartan. He's always doing his best, work in class and on the field. Even if he doesn't get something just right, Archer makes a point to correct his mistakes. He also encourages success from his peers. When he's completed an assignment or task, you will find him quietly helping someone near him too. Archer should be recognized for his friendly, positive attitude. He goes out of his way to greet and say goodbye and send well wishes to people he interacts with every day. He's a great kid. He really is. Peyton and Ciso, 7th grade and the overall winner. And I heard he was phenomenal on the show this weekend. I got clips from his mom. Nominated by Mr. Prime, he says Peyton brings the energy every day. Whenever anyone is feeling down, his positive energy and attitude becomes infectious, bringing joy and happiness to his peers and to myself as well. He keeps the yearbook staff upbeat and locked in when we are working on projects. Just an all-around great student and kiddo. He is one of a kind. Olivia, 8th grade, was nominated by Mrs. Kolka. She says Olivia McWhorter has consistently shown exemplary character in class and works hard on all of her ELA assignments. I can always count on her to make good choices and show her Spartan pride. And Olivia is always smiling on the walls. Always. For November, we have Kendall Bergeron, nominated, 6th grade student, nominated by Mrs. Milkowski. Kendall brings her best every day with a smile. She sets high expectations for herself and does the work to meet them. Kendall is a member of the student council and has shown great leadership and initiative. 7th grade Sophia Spursky, nominated by Mrs. Milkowski. Sophia is shining this year in 7th grade. She is a dedicated and hardworking student that demonstrates consistent effort in her classes. She is thoughtful in her responses and thorough in her comprehension. Sophia is willing to ask for clarification, which makes her even more of a super student. Socially, Sophia is a great friend and supporter of her peers. She wants to see everyone do well. Her efforts and excellence have also shown on the volleyball court this season. Keep up the good work, Sophia. An 8th grade and overall winner for November, Bryn Ivy. She was nominated by Mrs. Maxwell. Bryn does an amazing job each and every day. She always has a positive attitude, works hard all hour, and participates in class discussions and turns in excellent work. And then I just wanted to make sure to recognize our middle school Veterans Day winner was Brianna Weber. She did such a beautiful job writing her essay and reading her essay. She was very courageous and just has a little spunky spirit to her. And she just really did a great job. So, sure, okay.
So I would like to recognize 2 of our teachers who went above and beyond and wrote grants to the Bay Area Community Foundation, Mrs. Sinek and Mrs. Milkowski, and they organized service projects. Mrs. Milkowski took the student council to the Aranac County Animal Control, and they spent the day organizing donations, cleaning up inside the animal shelter, and socializing the animals. And then Mrs. Sinek took our 6th graders out to back Letchfield Park, and they did a cleanup day in conjunction with the staff there. And they spent the day cleaning up, and in return for their efforts, they get $1,000 apiece to spend on whatever group it is. The student council will use their funds how they decide, and I believe our 6th grade is using that for some of their activities that they would like to do. So I just want to recognize their efforts in going above and beyond.
Anything?
Open enrollment just finished up on Friday, so making sure we got the right deductions all set up for next year. Another thing is I had a call from a vendor past couple weeks ago about a check that didn't get cashed on their end. Looked into it, turns out that the check was actually taken and forged, so someone put a different name on it and cashed it. So we've been working with the bank on getting that money back, and then we actually set up more secure firewall protections through the bank going forward, so it shouldn't be an issue.
Jay, anything? Nope. Gary?
No, sir.
Okay. On to the board committee. We have a meet.
We met for the extracurricular committee, sports basically.
and we talked to the AD. He's out at a wrestling meet right now, but had a good meeting. We haven't had one in a while, so brought up some good ideas. But it was a lot about talked about coaches, hired, reviewed, all that kind of stuff. Uniforms, how they're stored, how they're replaced, how they're tracked, where they're stored at, that type of thing. We talked about budgets with Hunter. It's actually a very small amount of budgeting goes to the sports side of it. From the general fund, Hunter's guessing less than 5%.
I got actually just 1.9%.
1.9%. So I know a lot of times in the community thinks that a lot of money goes towards its sports. And as a dollar figure, yes, but it is 1.9% of the budget. So I thought that was interesting, just kind of put that out there. So we talked about budgets, facilities. We talked about facilities, especially with Mr. Floyd. Facilities look great, but we always want to try to improve. So we talked about baseball scoreboard. I think is on the list, and there's some other things. There's some damage to the track. They're working on it. So it's just kind of nice to remind the community that they're always working on things, and they're aware of problems and they're addressing them. Booster Club seems to be going good. Concessions is okay. Actually, concessions is actually very, very good. Also, the banquets that we just finished up, those turned out pretty good. We revamped some things there, and that's going good for them. So they were happy to hear that. We talked a lot about student participation. Student participation rates are down throughout the state. And Mr. Kowalczyk talked about how ours are down also, but not as bad as some of the others. But we talked a number of ways on how to try to improve those. A lot of good ideas out there, so hoping we can increase there. And we talked about how Mr. Floyd's doing. He is the new AD, and he's also doing the teacher position. In the past, we seem to kind of have a bit of a revolving door. He's doing well. He's doing real well, both on the teaching side and on the AD side. And he learned a lot last year, and he's applying it this year. And he seemed to be in good spirits and doing well. So, all that was about the justice.
Okay, consent agenda.
I move to approve the consent agenda. And the bills total $1,416,221.42. That's 2 pay periods. That's 2 pay periods.
Support.
Okay, motion support, any discussion? Okay, roll call.
Bonnie Holstein
Yes.
and Gary Yaros.
Yes.
Leah Rulo.
Yes.
Rick Gretsch. Yes. Paul Gregorczyk is a yes. Katie Gregorczyk.
Yes.
And Brad Duke.
Yeah. Okay, non-consent. A, the renewal.
Move to approve the renewal of the APTG contract for 1 year.
Motion support, any discussion? Favor?
Aye.
Okay, opposed. And then B is the superintendent evaluation. We went through this, everybody got the copy, got how they scored certain categories. I already compiled them and had discussion with Mr. Walter. The overall rating still fell in the effective category, so that's great. Does anybody have any comments on a section that they scored that they want to bring to Mr. Kowalczyk?
Are we getting a summary report of it?
What's that?
Are you gonna give us a summary
Of the scores?
of the scores then?
Yeah, I can. I thought that was going to be back pages here. Okay. Section A, the overall category was a 2.62. Little note there, these are all, the categories are on a 3. You want
That's fine.
each section?
Yes, that's governance and board relations.
Section B on community, 2.714. Community relations, staff relations section, section C, 2.56, 14285. Business and finance section, we have a 2.634. The instructional leadership category, all 2.72.
Close enough.
And then when you go through to those groups compiled together, the adjusted score through there with a 2.65970 with an adjusted score of 89%. Then the other things, that last section, student growth assessment stuff, 2.65 on the first section. And second one was a 255. Those two get compiled back into. There, Gary.
Thank you.
Just watch it. I went through. If you guys made comments, I just spoke on the comments, and we had a discussion over that stuff. And moving forward, we were talking about you can do the midterm, which is it's a lot shorter process. There's just several questions in there that get asked, and it just helps to help with Superintendent Qualitek there of areas that we think might need some help or something if he needs help from us before we get to this.
Did we want to set some new goals for him then, for the next year?
Yes.
Through a committee?
Yeah, I think that we'll get together and we can do that. We've had these, the 2 last couple of years. So Randy, you got some suggestions of where you think,
Yeah.
you got the overall, evaluation of what we scored areas.
I move to accept superintendent evaluation as presented.
Support.
Yeah, motion support. Any other discussion? Okay, seeing none. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? All right, on to public comments. Public comments?
From Paul's comment that participation is down in sports, Beaverton does not have JV girls basketball. And they've been a powerhouse of basketball for quite a while.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So, it was last year, St. Louis didn't have a boys team at all. So, it's not going away.
Any others?
Well, we talked about just a couple things with it, maybe pricing of it in addition to maybe extra social media activities and stuff going on, but does anybody else have any other suggestions on what they've heard that why it might be decreasing? Travel sports, I mean, I know that's a big one.
Okay, see no others then? I have to comment, I was on the interview committee for the football coach, and I was really excited when Mike, when he came in. It was, learned what he experienced playing college sports and semi-pro ball and things like that. Pretty exciting. He was pumped up.
I think he's been at all of our boys' basketball games so far this year too. He's been at away games here, so
Yeah, he
that's cool.
talked about how he
Lions.
was gonna, start getting into,
Did he move in our district?
what's that?
Did he move to our district?
No, he's Bay City,
I think so.
kind of in between, he's not far. But he's coached several schools and, she commented, Sarah commented on one, but, in Detroit and a few other places, I think. All right. Anything else?
I just wanted to see if you have, are most of the staff administrators trained with the stop lead?
Yes. Yeah, we had initially, when they needed the stop lead, we were right in this room. We had the emergency staff, the group, to do that. Then since then, the whole staff has been trained in it.
Have you ever considered offering that up for students to participate with that?
I don't know. I haven't thought about it.
I
That's
would
something we can
be
do.
willing to be a part of that. I
Sure.
enjoy teaching that.
Cool.
See what they can do with students.
In case people don't know, Stop the Weed kits on our walls, you'll see 4 of them around the high school, middle school, we say 4. And if you open it, there's 8 packages in it, and each package has a tourniquet, packing in case there's a big wound. What else is in it? Gloves, markers, there's all kinds.
Scissors,
Yeah. So it's they're very valuable.
All right. Well,
Getting back to the hiring of the football coach, I wish somebody from the committee would have told us who was hired. I heard about it on the streets. People were asking me about the new football coach, and I didn't even know who it was at that time. Till I went home, checked my email from the Bay City Times guy, I believe, had an article. That's how I heard about it. I wish somebody could have told us who it was or something.
oh, yeah, I guess.
Yeah, because nothing's official until you do it, but still it's in the newspaper, so that, yeah, I can see, yeah. Yeah, understandable.
That will conclude our business. All we have left is closed session. Motion.
Make a motion to go closed session.
Yeah, motion and support. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Moving into closed session. I'd like to thank